Tanks for the Memory, a stuffed wombat production in collaboration with Bottom of the Barrel Productions.
This is the Shirehampton Stuffed Wombat Society, formerly known as the Shirehampton Shakespeare Society, with their performance of Tanks for the Memory. Our story starts as two men in their late 50s, deep in conversation, stroll slowly along a winding country lane. To their left, a tree-covered hill rises gently out of the surrounding countryside. The leaves that still cling to the trees are a mixture of deep reds and golden yellows that mark the onset of autumn. And it was jolly lucky that you were available at such short notice. It would be a shame to miss the opportunity of a good walk on a day like today, especially given the recent rain.
Where would we be without our mobile phones? I was in the corner shop buying a pint of milk and the paper when you rang. You probably saved me from sitting indoors all day and missing this glorious sunshine. It's a bit chilly it has been recently, mind you.
I think the term is bracing.
Should we climb the hill? The view from the top should be quite spectacular. I could do with a picture or two to illustrate my Christmas round robin.
Crumbs, you're not planning that already, are you? It's only October.
I always like to be ahead of the game, you know.
I only got round to putting the last of the Christmas knickknacks away in June. I'm inclined to leave them up all year round, to save myself the bother of boxing and unboxing them, not to mention the cupboard space they take up.
That would be awfully bad form, and bad luck if you're superstitious.
I didn't have you down as the superstitious type.
I'm not.
Then what's to stop you leaving your decorations up all year? I mean, they're jolly, cheery and colourful. So what's the harm in leaving them up, eh?
Here's an opening in the fence. Let's go up here.
Changing the subject, very clever. OK, which way?
Straight up, of course.
You haven't changed, have you? I remember when we were teenagers, you'd always pick the steepest route up a hill. What's wrong with taking it easy for once? My knees aren't what they used to be. Or my lungs, for that matter.
Fair enough. You lead and I'll follow.
I think there's the vestiges of a path to the right. Let's follow that.
Do you remember all those walks we used to do?
Absolutely. You'd come round and say, "Do you want to go on an adventure?" It usually ended up round your gran and granddad's having tea and cake.
Some things never change. Oh, what's that poking out from under that leaf?
Looks like a child's toy. Hang on, I'll... Oh, my back.
I say, it's a model tank.
Very like the one I used to have. You know, the wind-up Sherman tank.
What, the one you lost the key for?
That's the one.
Here, look, it's wind up too.
Goodness, is that the key under those twigs over there?
Just a sec. Here, try it. See if it fits.
Perfect fit. I'll wind it up. Oh, I do feel odd.
Didn't your mum pass on my message?
She forgot. She was cross I was late getting in for my tea.
It'd be so much easier if I could call you wherever you were, then I wouldn't have to leave messages.
How on earth do you imagine that would work? The house phone would need a stupidly long lead.
Well, couldn't you carry the telephone with you and plug it in somewhere?
I'd get in a terrible row if I lost the telephone.
Why not have a telephone per person?
Are you mad? My mum goes mental if I even pick up the telephone to make a call. It's 2p a minute she keeps shouting down the hall. Buying more than one's out of the question. But supposing we had more than one, where would I plug in this transportable telephone?
How about the nearest telegraph pole?
So what if I was in the middle of the park playing football?
The nearest tree, then?
But think of the cables you'd need between all the trees. And anyway, how would I know if you wanted to call me if the telephone wasn't already plugged in?
I could leave you a recorded message. This isn't going to work, is it?
Nah, it's a stupid idea. Come round and knock on my door. If I'm not there, I'm in the park. Or at my gran's. It's not complicated.
OK. By the way, I've written another play. Can I come round tomorrow so we can record it on your tape recorder?
No, I'm sorry, I can't. Got a truckload of homework to do. I was supposed to do it today. I'll be in real trouble if it don't get done. The thought police know when I've not been doing my schoolwork.
Nothing gets past your mum, does it?
No. I can do next Saturday, though.
Ah, I can't do that. I'm doing my Saturday job.
I didn't know you'd got a job. My mum won't let me get a job, says I need to focus on my schoolwork. That doesn't stop me helping you, though. What do you have to do?
I'm working for a marketing agency collecting feedback on new products that big companies want to launch. The agency tell me which streets to visit. I drop off samples with people in that area. Then a week later I go back and ask them for their opinion of the products.
Sounds like money for old rope. Can I come along?
Sure. Meet me at the end of Peveril Gardens at 10 a.m. next Saturday.
Brill, see you there.
Oh yeah? What's with the suit?
When my mum heard what I was doing, she insisted I wear it. Said we needed to make a good impression.
Bad luck. My mum was just glad I was dressed. Come on, quicker we start, the sooner we're done and we can go to the park.
Which house is first on the list?
Actually, it's this one. I was meant to pick houses at random, but I simply chose the first 4 in the street to save time.
That's still random, I suppose.
I want to live here one day.
You're nuts. Do you know how much they cost?
No?
My dad said there was one house in Peveril Gardens that sold for £40,000.
How does he know?
Dunno. He works at the bank, so I suppose he just does.
I'll ring the bell.
Good morning, lads. What can I do for you?
Yes, I left you with those packets last Saturday. You know, the new dessert to test. Can I just ask for your feedback?
Oh, yes, I remember. It's the one I was supposed to add milk to. What's it called?
It hasn't got a name yet. I'm sure the company will come up with something suitable, though. What do you think of it?
It was a delight. I loved the strawberry-flavoured one.
Could I just take your name so that I can pass on your feedback, Mrs.
Oh, call me Angela. Do you have any more?
Sorry, those were the only samples I had.
Never mind. I must go. I've got a cake in the oven. Goodbye.
OK, goodbye.
Don't you need any more feedback then? It's a delight.
Not really. I merely make something up that incorporates their feedback. The agency aren't going to know.
That's easy then.
Why do you think I took the job? I must write down her feedback before I forget. Angela Delight. Right, onwards.
What's the next person testing?
Some sort of sandwich spread, apparently.
Yes, what do you want?
I'm following up on the product sample I left with you last week. Did you like it?
God, it was horrible. Far too salty. And the colour, well, it's very off-putting.
That's a shame. I only had one sample. Is there anyone else who could provide a second opinion, you know, for balance?
I can see if my ma is willing to try it.
That'd be good. It could be something you either love or hate. I'll be back next week to see what she thinks. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
I'll just make a note. Horrible Marmite taste.
This is fab. How much are you getting paid?
50 pence a product.
You jammy bugger. What are you going to spend it on?
Dunno. Maybe the new Doctor Who book? Right, I should warn you, this next person is a bit, well, you'll see.
Ooh, I've been expecting you, Seacup, you naughty. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I was expecting someone else. Goodness, excuse my attire. What can I do for you two gorgeous young men?
Crikey, that leopard print miniskirt don't cover much. And the whip.
Oh, I left you with a product to test last week.
Was it the one that needed the batteries?
Batteries? No, it was a packet dessert.
Oh, that, yes, the effect on old C-Cup was instant. I whipped it up and spread it all over my...
Thank you, but I don't think you need to elaborate. That's all I need. Sorry, can I take your name?
Well, most of my visitors, if you get my drift, know me as Miss Whiplash. So, if you ever need my services...
Crumbs. I'll just make a note of your feedback. Instant whip. Oh dear, my pen seems to have run out. Good day. Come on, Mug. We really must get on.
Wait, are you Charlie's boy? Oh, well, I'm sure he'll be round sooner or later. Like father, like son.
Your dad's called Charles, isn't he? Quite muscly upper body, too. I wonder if he could be C-Cup.
Shut it. She's still watching us. Keep walking. Look, if you ever mention this...
What's it worth?
If you don't want a dead leg, you'll keep your mouth shut.
Righto. Mum's the word. OK, last one. Number 4 is on the other side of the road. They're testing a breakfast cereal. I'll need to memorise their feedback.
If you're looking for Adolf, he's not in. He's out playing with that Obadiah Scragg boy.
No, sir. I was here last week with that breakfast cereal product sample.
Oh, that.
What did you think of the product?
Nowhere near enough water in the flipping recipe. Turned out like a ruddy brick. I spent ages scraping the pan clean. Come back when they've got their mixture right.
Dear. He wasn't happy at all. What did he say? Ruddy brick. Remind me to let them know the instructions are wrong.
I'd better get home. My dad said I'd paint the hedge and trim the shed this afternoon.
I think you've got those the wrong way round.
Frankly, I don't care. They always seem to need doing, no matter how often they're done.
That's life, I suppose. Look, I'll bring the new script round tomorrow and we can try recording it. It'll be a laugh. Morning.
Hiya. Tape recorder's all ready. I even bought a brand new C90 cassette in Woolworths on the way home yesterday.
Great. I've typed out 2 copies of the script so we can have one each. I wish there was an easier way, though, like photocopying it.
What, at home? There's no way anyone could afford that. Think of the space they'd take up too. Where'd you put it?
But in the future, they might be affordable.
How often are people going to need to photocopy plays that they write? Anyway, what's the play about?
It doesn't really have a title. We sort of play our alter egos plus a few other characters.
I think you're overestimating my acting talents.
Well, if you don't feel up to it, I can do most of the parts. Can you do a German accent?
Maybe. Why, what do you want me to say?
Well, one of my characters has a German accent, although I didn't envisage him sounding like Count Dracula. I'll guess it'll have to do. I won't bother asking you to do a Welsh accent. It'll only sound Indian, or vice versa.
Wise choice. Can we have a read-through before we try and record it? You know what my sight reading's like.
You're probably dyslexic. That's why you read so slowly.
Might be. Certainly can't spell it.
Look, let's try a few bits. I'll read the announcer bit. You do the bits marked Mug.
Who reads the line FX penny in mug and such like?
They're sound effects. That's what FX is short for.
Oh, okay. So what does Entry of the Gladiators speeded up fade mean?
It's that tune, only sped up and then faded out. It's on this LP I've brought with me.
And the explosion?
I thought we could use the one from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy LP. The one where the Vogons blow up the Earth to make way for the new hyperspace bypass.
Neat. OK, you start. I'll join in as needed.
This is a Shirehampton Shakespeare Society cut-price economy programme. FX, penny in mug. Thank you. Here is a government warning. This programme could seriously damage your sanity. But before you all turn into cabbages, sit back on your whoopee cushions, adjust your suspenders, and listen as this terrifying tale unfolds. FX, entry of the gladiators, speeded up. Fade.
Hello, my name is Major General Timothy Mugg of the Queen's Own Things, and this is the story of one of my adventures.
I can see this is going to take longer than I expected.
I can't help it if acting's not my thing.
Or reading. Couldn't I borrow your tape recorder and record my parts onto one tape, and you could record your parts onto another tape?
How'd you propose making the final version?
Couldn't you just play back our lines in the order they are in the script and record that?
Yeah, but that'd need 2 tape recorders and I only have one.
How about slicing up the tapes and joining them together like they do with movie film?
You know how bad I am with glue and scissors. I'll only end up gluing myself to the tape recorder or cutting a finger off.
Can't be that bad. Why don't you give it a try?
Oh, all right then. I've got a couple of old compilation tapes that I could reuse. I don't want to waste a new cassette. They're really expensive. You take the tape recorder now. Be careful with it. I'll do my lines when you're done.
Great. I'll drop the tape and the recorder off with you later in the week. This is really exciting. How does it sound?
Don't get your hopes up. I had quite a few disasters. There isn't much of the material left.
Never mind. Rome wasn't built in a day.
You don't say. Meanwhile, back at the plot, someone would have to find out about this new tribe, and that someone was moi. I expected a call from the Prime Minister. Hello, Prime Minister.
Hello, Mugg. Tell me, we should have had
Hey,
a
I like
sound
the
effect
Churchill
for
impression.
the telephone ringing.
Thanks.
Should we not?
Yes, sir, but we don't have one.
Another economy. Now then, Mugg, about this new tribe that has been discovered. I want you to go to the island and investigate the tribe.
Good grief. That means you want me to go to the island and investigate the tribe.
The bairns of this... No, hang on, that's a typing error. The brains of this man. But listen, don't go alone.
I'll take somebody with me.
No, just don't go alone.
That was the end of the
Well,
conversation.
apart from the missing opening
Next
lines,
day,
it's pretty
office in the
good.
black. Like I said, don't get your hopes up. People to come on my expedition. I called my secretary, Miss Jellicoe.
Yes, sir.
Send in the first candidate, please, Miss Jellicoe.
Oh, sir, you've got that light in your eye. I can see that you want to vent your lusts on my body.
No, I don't, Miss Jellicoe. Send in the first person. I watched as a shabby little man in a brown mac and leopard skin trousers entered. Good morning. Who are you?
My name is Bum. Shut up, Bum.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said...
I see what you mean.
Well, how can you help my expedition?
I'm an interpreter.
Really? Parlez-vous français?
I can't speak foreign languages.
I thought you said you're an interpreter.
Yes, I interpret English into English.
What happened there?
Must have put part of that piece of tape in backwards.
Now then, who are you?
My name is not important.
That's an odd name. How did you come by it?
My name is Adolf Brassel.
Ah, you have 2 names. That's clever. I suppose that one is your real name and one is a pseudonym.
No, I am Adolf Brassel, and this is Obadiah Scragg.
Hello! So, you have 3 names. A real name, a pseudonym, and another.
Talk about uphill work. Look, you've got it all wrong.
How dare you say that to me? Here I am, sitting in the hot seat.
Why is it called the hot seat?
I had beans for lunch. Now, about your names.
My only name is Adolf Brassel, except when signing checks. This is my henchman, my friend, Obadiah Scragg.
Hello! What does he do?
Not a lot, but he's good at it.
Why do you want to come on this expedition?
That is not important.
Very well, you can both come and be unimportant. But you look suspicious to me.
Unfortunately, that's all I've got. The rest of my cassette ended up as a huge ball of tape and glue. Yours got chewed up by the tape recorder. I really don't think this is going to work in the long term. Took bloody ages, too.
I suppose you could just learn your lines.
Perhaps.
Why don't we go and watch television instead? Swap Shop's on, isn't it?
Yes, but it's rubbish.
What's on ITV then?
No idea. Never watch it.
I wish we had more channels. Imagine if we had 20. They could have a whole channel devoted to Doctor Who.
Why Doctor Who? Why not Star Trek?
OK, maybe it could have a mixture of science fiction TV shows.
It'd probably only ever be filled with black and white reruns from the 50s and 60s. You know, Flash Gordon and Lost in Space. I doubt it'll ever happen. I'm not even sure our TV can get more than 4 channels. Anyway, I can guarantee that when my favourite Star Trek episode's on, my dad will want to watch the horse racing.
Perhaps, in the future, people will have a TV in their bedroom.
That would be dead brill. I could even stay up and watch the sky at night. It's never going to happen, though. My mum already says I'll get square eyes if I watch any more telly.
What shall we do then?
Let's go on an adventure. We could go and explore that hill up the road, and then stop at my gran and granddad's for some cake on the way back.
I like the sound of that. I hope it's not too muddy. I've got my school shoes on and Mum will kill me if I get them dirty.
You'll be fine.
Why do you always take the steepest route up these hills?
Because it's an adventure. They're the least likely to have been explored.
We're in the middle of blooming Britain, not the Amazon. Someone is bound to have walked up here recently.
Don't spoil the illusion. Fancy a sword fight?
What with? I don't see any cutlasses or sabres lying around.
Don't be daft, will you, Sticks? Look, you take that one, and I'll take this one.
OK.
Ready? On guard.
Oof!
Ah, sorry. You okay? Zung.
Zung! Zung! Are you okay?
Where am I?
You had a dizzy spell. You bent down and picked up that toy Sherman tank. I handed you the key that I found over there under the twig. Then when you started to wind up the tank, you just sort of keeled over.
Must be my blood pressure. I'll see if I can get a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Get it all checked out.
Good idea. We should probably take it easy at our age. Come on, let's go back to mine. I'm sure we can find a good film on Netflix or Amazon Prime. I've got quite a few beers in the fridge too.
Excellent.
Here, why don't you use this stick for support?
I'll be fine, thank you.
Watch out for that muddy patch.
What? Well, bugger! My best tweed jacket too. Tanks for the Memory was written by Tim Reed and starred Richard Hall as the announcer, Dick Zung, the young Dick Zung, Angela, Miss Jellicoe, the young announcer, Churchill, Bum, and Obadiah Scragg. Tim Reed was Timothy Mugg, the young Timothy Mugg and Adolph Brussel, and Sam McCann was Miss Whiplash. Sound effects were recorded from a C90 tape, and it was a stuffed Wombat production.